While others are just beginning their spiritual journey, you're experiencing something far more profound. These aren't ordinary awakening symptoms. They're the sacred markers of the highest-ranking chosen ones. And if you're seeing this video, you already know exactly what I'm talking about. They told you were different. They called you too sensitive, too intense, too aware. But what if I told you these aren't weaknesses? They're signs of your supreme chosen status. The third sign I'm about to reveal, only the most powerful souls can handle its intensity. You felt it, haven't you? That persistent whisper in your soul, telling you that your experience is somehow different, somehow deeper than what others describe. This isn't about spiritual ego or feeling superior. It's about recognizing the unique calling that has been placed upon your soul. Today, we're going to explore the extraordinary signs that mark you as one of the most powerful among the chosen ones. These aren't the common symptoms of spiritual awakening that you've read about countless times before. No, these are the profound experiences that few dare to speak about, yet many of you have been silently enduring. What you're about to hear might finally explain those inexplicable experiences you've been having, the ones you've perhaps been too afraid to share with anyone else. The signs we'll discuss go beyond the usual spiritual awakening symptoms. They represent a calling so profound that it often leaves you feeling isolated, misunderstood, and sometimes even questioning your own sanity. But know this, your experiences, no matter how strange or intense they may seem, are not random. They are not coincidental. They are the universe's way of marking you for an extraordinary purpose. You're not losing your mind, you're expanding your consciousness beyond what most consider possible. As we dive deeper into these signs, you might find yourself nodding in recognition, perhaps even feeling a sense of relief as you realize that others share these experiences. Remember, your journey, though solitary in many ways, is part of a greater awakening. You are not alone in this transformation. Physical discomfort with routine and daily life. Let's begin with one of the most challenging aspects of your journey, the physical manifestations of your heightened spiritual state. You might have noticed that your body seems to be projecting things it once readily accepted. This isn't just about becoming more health conscious. It's about your physical vessel literally transforming to accommodate higher frequencies. You've probably found yourself unable to tolerate certain foods that you once enjoyed. This isn't a simple matter of changing tastes or developing allergies. No, what you're experiencing is your body's increasing resistance to lower vibrational energies. Foods that once nourished you now feel energetically wrong, causing not just physical discomfort, but a deep cellular rejection at a cellular level. Your relationship with electronic devices has likely become complicated. Perhaps you've noticed unusual skin reactions when handling your phone or inexplicable headaches when sitting too long at your computer. This isn't electromagnetic sensitivity in the conventional sense. It's your body's heightened awareness of artificial energy fields that interfere with your natural spiritual frequency. Most striking of all is how your sensory perception has evolved beyond normal boundaries. Sounds that others barely notice might feel like they're piercing through your very being. Scents become not just stronger, but loaded with information. You can literally smell the emotional residue in a room. Touch becomes electric, carrying with it impressions and energy signatures that others remain completely unaware of. These physical symptoms aren't signs of illness. They're indicators of your body upgrading its operating system, so to speak. You're becoming more finely tuned to the subtle energies that most people's bodies filter out. This sensitivity isn't a weakness. It's a powerful tool that's developing within you, allowing you to navigate both the physical and spiritual realms with greater awareness. Periods of extreme cognitive disorientation. One of the most unsettling experiences you might be having involves your relationship with time and space. You've likely had moments where time seems to lose all meaning. Days that compress into minutes or moments that stretch into eternities. This isn't mere daydreaming or losing track of time. It's your consciousness beginning to transcend the linear constraints of temporal reality. You might find yourself standing in your own living room, a space you've inhabited for years, and suddenly feeling completely disoriented, as if you've stepped into an alternate version of your home. Even more disconcerting are those moments when you look at loved ones and, for a split second, they appear as strangers or perhaps as different versions of themselves from other lifetimes. These experiences often come hand in hand with what you might call bleed-throughs, vivid flashes of memories from lives you've never lived, at least not in this current incarnation. You might suddenly know how to speak words in languages you've never learned, or find yourself overwhelmed with detailed memories of places you've never visited. These aren't mere fantasies or daydreams, they're glimpses through the veil, moments when your consciousness touches the vast tapestry of your soul's journey across multiple existences. During these periods of disorientation, you might experience what feels like downloads of information, sudden insights or understanding that seems to come from nowhere. Your dreams might become increasingly vivid and prophetic, blurring the line between sleeping and waking states. You might find yourself solving complex problems or receiving creative inspiration through means that transcend logical thinking. This cognitive restructuring is preparing you for a new way of processing reality, one that isn't limited by conventional human perception. The disorientation you feel is simply your mind adapting to perceive multiple dimensions of reality simultaneously. It's like upgrading from a two-dimensional to a multi-dimensional way of experiencing existence. Strange, powerful energetic bursts. Perhaps one of the most dramatic signs you're experiencing involves sudden, inexplicable bursts of energy that seem to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. These aren't the usual ups and downs of daily life. They're powerful waves that can lift you to heights of ecstasy or plunge you into depths of cosmic sorrow, often with no apparent trigger in your external world. You might find yourself suddenly compelled to visit specific locations, driven by an inner guidance system that operates beyond logical reasoning. These aren't random impulses, they're divine coordinates programmed into your spiritual GPS, leading you to places where your energy is needed or where important spiritual work awaits you. The pull is so strong that resisting it feels like swimming against a cosmic tide. The night brings its own unique challenges. You might find yourself consistently awakening at specific hours, 3:33, 2:22, or 4:44, filled with an energy so potent that sleep becomes impossible. During these sacred hours, you might feel your entire body vibrating with an otherworldly frequency. Some nights, you might experience what feels like electrical currents running through your body or sudden surges of heat that have no physical explanation. These energetic experiences often coincide with global events or cosmic alignments you're not consciously aware of. You've become a lightning rod for universal energy, a conduit for higher frequencies that are being anchored into the Earth's grid. Your body isn't just experiencing energy, it's transforming it, helping to raise the collective frequency of human consciousness. Even your dreams have become powerful energy portals. You might wake up feeling as though you've been working all night, engaged in what many cultures call night missions, spiritual work carried out while your physical body rests. These aren't mere dreams, they're astral experiences where you're actively participating in the evolution of human consciousness. Shifts in inner and outer vision. Your visual perception of reality has likely undergone dramatic changes. You've probably noticed that objects no longer appear as solid as they once did. Instead, you might see them surrounded by subtle fields of energy, pulsing with their own unique signatures. This isn't just seeing auras, it's perceiving the actual energy matrix that underlies physical reality. Colors have taken on new dimensions of meaning and intensity. You might notice that certain colors seem to sing to you, carrying messages and frequencies that bypass your logical mind and speak directly to your soul. Sometimes, these colors might appear more vibrant than should be physically possible, as if you're seeing them with spiritual eyes rather than physical eyes. Most intriguingly, you've likely begun to notice patterns, symbols, and codes appearing in seemingly random places, a leaf arrangement that forms a perfect geometric pattern, clouds that arrange themselves into ancient symbols, or numbers that appear with such frequency and significance that coincidence becomes an impossible explanation. These visual shifts often intensify during meditation or moments of quiet contemplation. You might see geometric patterns, sacred symbols, or what appears to be light language scrolling across your inner vision. These aren't hallucinations. They're glimpses into the sacred geometry that underlies all of creation, the building blocks of reality, itself becoming visible to your awakening consciousness. Emotional alienation and depth beyond normal empathy. Your emotional landscape has evolved far beyond normal parameters of human experience. You've likely found yourself unable to engage in what others consider normal social interaction. Small talk feels not just uncomfortable, but almost painful, as if every superficial conversation is a reminder of the profound depth you're now capable of experiencing. This isn't mere introversion or social anxiety. It's a fundamental shift in how you process emotional energy. You've become aware of the layers of truth beneath spoken words, sensing the unspoken pain, joy, or fear that colors every human interaction. This awareness makes it impossible to engage in surface-level exchanges that most people find comfortable. But it's more than just discomfort with superficiality. You've likely experienced moments of such intense connection with complete strangers that it takes your breath away. You might find yourself overwhelmed with compassion for someone you've never met, feeling their pain and joy as if it were your own. These aren't random emotional responses. They're evidence of your growing ability to access the field of universal consciousness, where all beings are connected. The depth of your emotional experience has become almost overwhelming at times. You might find yourself moved to tears by the simple beauty of a sunset, or feeling the collective grief of humanity during times of global crisis. These aren't signs of emotional instability. They're indicators that you've transcended the artificial boundaries that separate individual consciousness from the universal heart. Perception of nature as a living, communicative entity. Your relationship with the natural world has transformed into something most would find difficult to comprehend. When you're in nature, you don't just see trees and rocks. You perceive conscious beings, each with their own wisdom and message to share. The wind doesn't just make noise, it carries whispers of ancient knowledge directly to your soul. What others perceive as a simple forest has become for you a vast network of conscious communication. You might find yourself receiving clear messages from trees, understanding the complex relationships between plants, or sensing the emotional states of animals with startling accuracy. This isn't imagination. It's your awakened ability to tap into the natural world's own internet of consciousness. You might find yourself experiencing physical sensations when in certain locations, tingles, vibrations, or sudden temperature changes that others don't notice. These aren't random bodily responses. They're your physical system aligning with the Earth's energy grid, receiving downloads of information through what many ancient cultures called ley lines. Animal encounters have taken on profound significance in your life. A bird might appear at precisely the right moment, carrying exactly the message you needed to hear. You might find yourself drawn to certain spots in nature, only to discover their ancient sacred sites or places of powerful energy convergence. These experiences confirm your role as a bridge between the natural and spiritual realms. Awareness of higher beings or guardians. Your awareness has expanded to include realms and beings that exist beyond the physical dimension. You might sense presences around you, not in a frightening way, but as comforting companions on your journey. These beings often make themselves known through subtle changes in energy, temperature, or light. Physical sensations frequently accompany these encounters, perhaps a warm pressure on your shoulder when you're in need of comfort, or a cool breeze on your face when there's no wind. You might feel gentle touches or pressure points being activated on your body during meditation or even daily activities. These aren't random phenomena. They're your spiritual team working directly with your energy system. This heightened awareness often extends to sacred objects and spaces. Certain items might produce unusual physical sensations when you handle them, a lightness in your body, tingling in your hands, or a sensation of expanded awareness. Ancient texts or symbols might seem to come alive under your touch, revealing layers of meaning that transcend their physical form. Your dreams have likely become more vivid and interactive, featuring encounters with beings who provide guidance, healing, or teaching. These aren't mere dream characters, they're actual spiritual entities using the dream state as a means of communication, helping to prepare you for your expanding role in the universal plan. Signs of psychic sensitivity to universal patterns. Your connection to the collective consciousness has deepened to the point where you can sense major events before they occur. You might wake up with an inexplicable knowing that something significant is about to happen on a global scale. This isn't anxiety or paranoia, it's your enhanced sensitivity to the web of collective human experience. The everyday world has become a canvas of meaningful patterns. You might notice certain numbers, symbols, or words appearing repeatedly in ways that defy statistical probability. These synchronicities aren't just coincidences. They're signs that you're tuning into what might be called the divine algorithm, the underlying code of reality itself. Most remarkably, you've likely developed an ability to read others with uncanny accuracy. You might know exactly what someone is about to say, or sense their true intentions, regardless of their words or actions. This isn't just good intuition, it's direct access to the field of information that connects all beings. As we conclude this journey of recognition and understanding, remember that these experiences, though sometimes overwhelming, mark you as someone chosen for an extraordinary purpose. You're not just experiencing random spiritual phenomena, you're being prepared for a crucial role in humanity's collective evolution. The intensity of your experiences reflects the magnitude of your calling. The physical discomfort, the emotional depth, the cognitive shifts, these are all signs of your transformation into a higher frequency being. You're not just awakening, you're pioneering a new way of being human. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility, but also great purpose. You're not just chosen, you're chosen to lead, to heal, to transform. Your experiences, though challenging, are forging you into a beacon of light for others who will follow this path. Trust in your journey. Trust in the wisdom of your experiences. Most importantly, trust in the divine timing of your awakening. You are exactly where you need to be, experiencing exactly what you need to experience.